As we move into the last assignment in folder 2, we'll be tracing a photo. And I have added a artboard here and given it the name Photo Trace. Okay, so I want to make sure I zoom in on that particular window. Remember, you can double click and it'll find that window for you in the artboards panel. Over here on layers, I've done the same thing. I've got a layer that I've assigned for the photo tracing. Now, there's one thing I want to show you that we haven't done yet, and so I want to show you how you can bring a photograph in and use it as both a reference and a template item. And here's how it goes. That layer that we've been using for our references, if you'll bring that layer, unlock it, and take it to the very bottom of the stack. Now that's helpful because when it's at the bottom, that means that it's always going to be under everything else that you draw. Now, if also with that layer selected, if you'll click right there in your layers panel and select template for that layer. Now mine's already selected that way, so yours will look like without it. Just go to template and make sure that that's checked. You'll see a difference on in the layers panel. You have a little, like a screen rectangle here in the visibility. You can still turn those layers off and on by using that first item there. See if I can find one here. You can see the cup, the coffee cup now is a template item. When I turn that off, you can do the visibility just like you've always done. All right. Okay. Then you want to take a photograph and import it onto that layer, whichever one you've brought in or one that I've provided for you, and I'll have a group of them. Here I am zoomed in again on Artboard 7. Go to File and Place. Got to be unlocked. File and Place, and bring your picture in as a template item. Okay, so I'm going to go to, let's see, I think I've got that over here on my storage drive, so I'm just going to navigate over to it. The same picture that you guys have. You could do the, you could lift it from the, website, or go to the server where I've got a few others, and you can just bring this in. Okay. Now, if you bring that in on a template layer, it'll act as a template. Now, what that means is that as I trace this object, if I, just for example, I draw something on here, I'll just draw a simple rectangle. If I then change, and actually I did that wrong. Let me undo that. Make sure I'm on the right layer here. I want to bring it in on the photo trace layer, not the references layer. Okay, but if I draw that rectangle now on the correct layer, the one that I've called photo trace, and I've locked my references layer, that I can see it both in the preview that you see here, and then as I click to Command Y to look at it in outline view, the photo stays in place. Now that's different from how we've done it before. In the past, you may have noticed that when you go to outline view, the photo would disappear. Now, the reason it's staying here now is because we have brought this in as a template. Okay, just to demonstrate that, I'm going to unlock it. I'm going to select that layer. I'm going to switch it off of template. And now you see it looks more like a photograph, but when I go to outline view, it just turns into a box. Okay, so again, if you'll select that layer and make sure that it's a template, it kind of screens it back just so it's a little lighter view. Then click on the right layer. When you go to outline view, you can see the image that you're tracing. And you can trace right on top of it. Now there's an advantage to that, right? You can do that now with any of these. You can do it on the green leaf or the coffee cup or any of these. And when you do that, then you've got all the advantages of that. Now you can unlock the layer and select the object if it's too big, like my image here is a little big. You can bring it back down. Remember to hold your shift key when you're scaling. You can reposition it on the page so it is just what you want. and then lock it. Make sure that your template layer is always locked and you're drawing on a different layer. Okay, that's the first thing about drawing this, tracing this image. Now, lots of different ways to go about this, and you can do it however you like. It's mostly a matter of figuring out how you want to do it. Stylus with a graphics tablet is really helpful here, and the drawing tools that we've talked a little bit about with the pencil and the regular brush and the blob brush are really perfect for this. You can draw. Let's say you decide to use the blob brush maybe, and you want to draw a big area for his face. Maybe just the background color. And what you've got is a area now that you can change to a fill of white. And in preview, you should be able to see the color that I've put in there. Okay, so I mean, you can do it this way. When you go to outline view, you can see through it, so you know where to draw the eyes. And you may want to use a brush or a pencil to do details. And those working in outline view, pretty easy. You can select objects, change their stroke. I accidentally tied in one of my eyebrows with the face there. I didn't really mean to do that. But you can see how I've added a stroke there for the eyebrow. You can make it heavier. You can use those non-uniform stroke thickness deals and get some really stylized looking shapes on there. Okay. You can erase back through it. You can put this on a separate layer. You can lock the background layer down. A lot of it is just figuring out how you really want to do it. Some people draw all the details first using a pencil or a brush. And again, you want to assign some color to this. Maybe work with a fatter stroke. And some details in the hair. And I'm just using a mouse here in my office. You don't have to worry about the background being selected. Do some nice looking stuff. The image that you create is on top of a photograph, which you can turn off and on. If you look in your layers panel, you can turn that off whenever you need to, turn it back on when you want to. And I've got another one here I can show you that I worked on a little bit. Let's see if I got it up here. This one is one that I worked on quite a while to get to this point, and it's really just the same thing that you guys are working on. I used a template layer and I drew on top of it, and you can see that in outline view you can see through. There's all the marks and lines and stuff that I did. I did use a lot of non-uniform strokes. You can see these are just paintbrush strokes or pencil strokes, and some areas of fill, and some areas of gradient, and some areas of fill without strokes, and black fill with a stroke, gray, medium gray. These are just all areas of tone that are piled up on top of the drawing. Okay, so this is an assignment that kind of requires you to sort of develop your own style. As I said, some people like to draw all the lines first and then maybe go to this background paint behind, and then you can do other colors in behind there, maybe with the blob brush or with a pen tool or whatever you like. Claw brush is really a great tool for painting behind. When you let it go, it lets the other objects show through. Okay, so I really don't have a whole lot to demonstrate on this. I'd like for you this kind of deal where you really just kind of figure it out for yourself, and but using the template layer is important, and I'll let you figure out how you want to do that.